Hey, what's up, guys? Maltosier. We got some more Nina Aquila happening here. I think we're in the middle of a trial. Obviously, we're in the middle of a trial. And I don't think I actually went through this testimony yet, so let's look through it. Let me just press through it slowly. You all saw Clara start the race. Clara had been working toward it for weeks.
Hold it!
Did you actually speak to Clara? Well, no. If you remember, I wasn't there at the start of the race. When I arrived at the mountain when it was part way through. You and I met in the hot dog line. From my understanding, no one actually spoke to Clara or saw her walking around. Her car turned up for the race, but that's it. But for that to even make sense. Besides, if Clara had been left on her track, someone would have seen her.
Hold it!
If only if someone actually drove down the track. The Aces drove down that track. And they found Clara. Even so, isn't it far-fetched to suggest that between this earlier race and the Ace race that no one found her? That's if this ridiculous theory that she was just left there is more than hogwash. Is it possible that Clara could have been stranded there and no one would have found her? Do you have any evidence that makes this likely? I found this whole line of reasoning to be insulting to her memory.
Hold it!
Your Honor, while I appreciate this is distressing for the witness, this point is unnecessary. We are trying to identify the facts of what happened. Agreed. Mr. Gearson, please keep your statements as factual as possible. You're not supposed to bring out more of this. Do we have any evidence to refute these sort of claims? Alright, so clearly I gotta do something with this to prove that there's another way that they could have not seen her by going down the road. And my best bet is the map, right? That shows that there's an alternate pathway. Where is it? It was the map. Where's the map? Deja vu! Don't I have a map? There, this one. It shows that there's a pathway, right, to the accident site. Wait. No, it's only if there's a way to go there without... Well, my original thought was the map. But let me just double check to see here, because I think that might not be it.
Objection?
Oh, I didn't mean to click that. I just clicked the same thing twice by accident. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Okay, hold on. Should I just... I should probably use the arrow keys just in case. So I don't mess this up again. I should probably just go for the map and see what happens.
Objection?
It's not it. That's not it. That wasn't it. That was wrong, guys. It was wrong. It was not the map. Okay. Let me press it again, because I don't remember entirely what the hell happened. Okay, so let me press this again. Only if someone actually drove on the track. Objection. The Aces drove on that track. Yes, and then they found Clara. Even so, isn't it far-fetched to suggest that between this earlier race and the Ace race that no one found her? That's if this ridiculous theory that she was left there is more than hogwash. Is it possible that Clara could have been stranded there and no one would have found her? Yeah, it's the fact that the roster pass isn't used, right? Oops, I didn't mean to continue that. That's the only thing I can think of right now. So why don't we just try that?
Objection!
There we go. Trey? Yes? You spend a lot of time up at the Rostra Spire area, correct? That's right. I'd say that I'm there most evenings. Do you drive down the Rostros Pass very much? All the time, for racing practice or in actual races. Then what about outside of races? Perhaps maybe travel to Rotunda further to the north? Well, not really, no. The mountain road is treacherous, especially in winter. No one uses the Rostra Pass just for travel. Gotcha. Your Honor, as Mr. Gearson has admitted, and as the court is already aware, the Rostra Pass is disused. It was originally built to be a path to Rotunda in the north, but that role has now been replaced by a modern freeway bypass which takes a tunnel for a part of its route. We even know that due to Marco West's position on the track that no other vehicles drove down for the entire evening. The phone reception on the mountain is almost non-existent. Clara and her car really could have been stranded there, undiscovered for several hours. Wow, it's true. No one takes that route anymore. I guess that scans. What a twist. Hawk looks like he's about to have kittens. He's quick on the uptake. Part of me thinks that we're stepping through an equation that he's just solved. Order. This is all utter nonsense. The car in the ace race was Clara's. How do you explain that? This is a fair observation. Do you feel this is important, Miss Aquila? Duh! Of course I believe it's important. Very well, witness, please add this to your testimony. The car in the ace races was Clara's.
Hold it!
Again, how do you really know that? Dozens of people saw it. They saw a car, perhaps, but... Aquila, you're gonna do better than that. What? The observers were people who were well-versed in mountain road racing. It seems bizarre to even suggest that they would misidentify a car. Quite. Miss Aquila, if you're going to suggest that the car is in fact a different car, then you need evidence of that. Ugh. If Clara's car at the start of the race managed to fool everyone, then it must have bore some kind of identifier. There must be something that would cause people to look at it and just say, yeah, it's Clara. Do we know of anything like that? Maybe something missing from the accident scene? The wheel, right?
Objection?
Nope. Nope, 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 nope. We're about to get the game over. We're about to get that game over. And a very loud sound effect that comes with it. Alright. What is... Oh, I did not mean to... I didn't mean to press that. Literally pressed that press. Sorry. Sorry. Irk. If Clara's car at the start of the race managed to fool everyone, there must have been some kind of identifier. There must have been something which caused people to look at it and just say, yeah, it's Clara. Do we know of anything like that? Something that isn't at the accident scene. Okay, frick, I thought that was a reset already. Okay. If Clara had been left on the track, I don't know, if the developer of Aquila is at all looking at this, you guys should I know there's already like an identifier here for like life and stuff. You should put one for which statement we're currently on, so that we can kind of have like a map of, oh, we're on the third statement of 5 or something, so we know when to go back and forth. I think that'd be a nice quality of life change for either these games or the future ones. Okay, so continue. Present evidence. All right, let me look at this really carefully here. Clara's busy. Clara's spare keys has a remote for, okay, Clara's unusual driving, darkened windows, deja vu. So Jasper Frank saw 2 cars which he believed were the same going up the mountain. Okay, that doesn't help. Earlier race, great. Homologation. Oh, so we could probably say that it's not guaranteed because everyone would have the same car. No, that's not it though. We're looking for something that's missing from the... Something that would specifically make it hers. Oh, yeah.
Objection!
That's important. Okay, Trey, here's a question. Go ahead. How does a person identify a car? There are many ways. Color, size, make, model, number of doors, engine size. Those things don't identify a car. Many cars are the same color or have similar engines. What identifies a car as a unique vehicle? Let's say the police recover a car that is stolen. How do they reunite the car with its owner? I'm not a policeman. Humor me.
Objection.
Your Honor, the defense is asking the witness to speculate. I'll allow it. But make your point quickly, Miss Aquila. Well, I suppose the police would examine the car's license plate and match that to the records of the DMV. Let it be stated for the record that in this state, vehicles are only required to bear 1 plate. So, Mr. Gearson, hypothetically speaking, if a vehicle bore the wrong license plate, could it be misidentified? That's absurd. The mix-up would surely be only brief. Absolutely, fleeting even. But tell me, let's say that after this earlier race, someone stole the plate from Clara's car and fitted it to a different car. How thoroughly did people inspect Clara's car at the start of the ace race, and for how long? In fact, this suggests a further extension to our theory, because if Clara was stranded further down the mountain after an earlier race, let's go for it. The person who entered the ace race was an imposter. Order. I will have order. I don't believe this. I refuse to believe it. The roster racers are a group of exceptional individuals. You're suggesting that we could be hoodwinked so easily? No mere imposter could possibly fool the entire roster racing community. It does seem somewhat far-fetched, but quite possible, given the right supporting evidence. Do you feel this is important? Yeah. Of course I believe it's important. Well, add this to your statement. No mere imposter could possibly fool the entire roster racing community.
Hold it.
You feel that the roster racers are immune to being hoodwinked? I do. It's a community of exceptionally skilled people. Nothing gets past us. Oh, I think you're all more easily fooled than you realize. And I'm sure I have the evidence to prove it. Are you thinking? Uh-huh. We're seriously going to present? Yep. You're absolutely loving this. Uh-huh. I don't know what she's talking about. But I guess I better think carefully here, because I only have one game over. I should also probably save, actually. I'm going to do that real quick. Because I don't want to redo all this if I game over. Okay. Let's see here. Oh. Am I just gonna make these guys think that there's no, right? Is this really what I'm gonna do? Imposter hot dogs?
Objection!
Okay. Okay. Trey, can you just remind the court where we first met? It was in the line for the hot dog vendor up at Rostra Vista. Why? And those hot dogs, are they good? Have you had them before? Yes, numerous times. Actually, they're fantastic. Surprisingly so. Your Honor, to refute the witness's statement, we would like to present this. A vegan hot dog. What? Those are vegan hot dogs? I'm vegan. I could have been having them all this time? What's happening? Vegan? What does this have to do with anything? Two things, Chad. Firstly, Terry's truck, Scrub's dog, has been very popular up at the Rostro Spire. In fact, people have been saying they're the best hot dogs they've ever tasted. But here's the kicker. Due to a shipping error, Terry received a shipment of vegan hot dogs by mistake. He's been selling them for weeks, and nobody noticed. But secondly, this is a perfect analogy because Terry's actions follow on from that faulty shipment. Cause and effect. But if that were true, I mean, the imposter who entered the ace race, even if they swapped the plates, they would be driving a very similar car, ideally the same model car. This has all been very entertaining, but enough. I'm not aware of any evidence that there was a duplicate of Clara's car up on the mountain. And without that, this whole line of reasoning crumbles into dust. I too believe we have entertained this flight of fancy for long enough. Ms. Aquila, I'm going to have to ask for some evidence for this duplicate car ever existing, or I'll be forced to draw proceedings to a close immediately. A duplicate car? Was there a duplicate? Did anyone see one? Yes. A duplicate car might cause a mild case of... Okay, well that at least makes it easier. Deja vu. Deja vu? Like you've just been in this place? I know what it means, Your Honor. The custodian of the Rostra Vista parking lot, a man named Jasper Frank, has told us he experienced deja vu on the night Clara died. While driving up towards the top of the mountain, he said the effect was so severe that he was forced to stop a moment to make sure he wasn't hallucinating. The time didn't make much sense, but the time syncs up. How so? Jasper was passed by two identical-looking cars, one after another. If that were true, that only leaves a very short time for the driver of this mystery car to change a tire and license plate. With basic tools alone by roadside and freezing temperatures, and in the dark. He's right. I know. Who could do all of those things? Who could drive that well enough for people to briefly think Clara was behind the wheel? A master mechanic who could change a tire and plates in no time with basic tools in the dark. Who could get Clara to come out to the mountain early at all when she knew she had an important race later? Someone close to her who no one would ever immediately suspect. Who had access to another Mitsuyoda AG88? Surely not. Is it this guy right here? It was you. We've been debating it all this time, but it was you. Order. I will have order. Miss Aquila, explain yourself. Who are you accusing? The only person who fits all of this evidence. The person who raised Clara earlier that evening and who was the last person to see her alive. Trey Gearson. Really, will you just say anything to exonerate your clients? I couldn't have been there. I was on a date, if you must know. Oh, really? You couldn't have eaten much if you were buying a hot dog just a bit later. Not that it's any of your business, but I was very hungry, yet the restaurant only served small portions. It was at the Great Wave. That's a lie. I ate at the Great Wave very, very frequently, and the night that Clara died was their all-you-can-eat night. Oh, yeah? Yeah. In fact, tell me, Mr. Gearson. In the argument that roster racers are having over sponsorship, Clara was totally against it. What side were you on? Fine. I will admit, as I can see that it is pointless to argue further. I did race Clara earlier in the evening. So you admit, let me finish. Some time ago, I became aware that Clara intended to refuse corporate sponsorship for the roster racers. And if you must know, I hated her for it. She was fine sitting there at the top of her ivory tower with her inherited wealth, while the rest of us fought around in the dirt for table scraps. I built Gearson & Co. Not figuratively, I literally laid the bricks on some of the buildings. She talked of some romantic ideals of independence, but the rest of us live in the real world. Those days she talked about are coming to an end, and I wanted our racing family to persist. So you resolved this in the only way you could, by challenging Clara to a race? That's right. I sent a message to Clara's phone earlier in the day. A message Clara received while eating with Ryoko. Then when I dropped off Clara's car via tow bar, we got into our cars and I headed up to the Rostra Vista. Well, once we were there, we started racing. Is he seriously about to admit to... Watch out, I think this will get worse before it gets better. But Clara eluded me. Eluded you, Mr. Gearson. I said earlier that Clara was the preeminent racer and I was being truthful. Before we had even gone halfway down the track, I lost sight of her. She was so far ahead, it felt pointless to even continue the race. I pulled over and came to a stop. So there's business with the other wheel, the license plate. It may have happened in a similar manner to your deductions, but I didn't see it. All seems a bit convenient, but okay. What did you do? I took some time to reflect on how things had gone, of course. By the time I pulled myself together, quite some time had passed. I am unsure of exactly how much. But I set off for the top of the mountain. And by the time I got there, Clara had returned and started the ace race. Then why did you lie about being at the Great Wave? I was embarrassed. Do you think I like admitting that I was beaten so soundly? I do have pride, you know. So you see, Miss Aquila? No need for wheels or duplicate cars. Perjury, perhaps, and we'll deal with that later. Even your motive is weakened. If you're seriously implying the witness killed Clara Mass, it's not dissimilar, in fact, to Hank's proposed motive, which we already dismissed this week when we stood alone. And if Mr. Gearson did race Clara earlier in the evening, that is no proof that he was involved with Clara's death. Occam's razor suggested it's simpler to assume Clara's died in the ace race. All these other points are just mysteries you're dredging up to try and obscure your client's guilt. On that note, the prosecution rests. Only there was something that connected Trey to the scene. But the tire, I know. That's not direct evidence. It's just it'd support another piece of evidence, but on its own, it's not absolute proof. Ms. Aquila, do you have any final remarks before I pass judgment? If we had proof with these acts of perjury, that would probably end this here and now. But what could possibly connect Trey to the scene like that? Miss Aquila! A moment, Your Honor. Okay, Nina. Time to make the impossible possible. What is this? Conference, quick. Okay, let's start with the assumption that Clara went up the mountain with Trey. They passed the Jasper on the way up and arrived at the top of the mountain pass. They started racing, the earlier race, a race they didn't finish. Trey says that Clara got away from him, but let's assume he isn't telling the truth, and see where we end up. What if Trey and Clara had an accident and Clara was killed? Trey would have panicked. I mean, look what has happened to our clients. Street racing's dangerous and illegal, so you'd have to assume the worst in his shoes. Yeah, it probably wasn't his intention. He probably just wanted to beat her. Though for our purposes, I guess it doesn't matter all that much. Picture it. Trey and Clara don't collide, but they get close. Clara skids off the road, and when it's all over, Clara's dead. Grim. Trey's car must have been part of the accident. How do you figure? His business over the wheels. Like, the evidence suggests that a wheel was exchanged. You don't just do that for fun. After the accident, one of the cars must have been good, save for a broken wheel, while the other one was the wreck that we saw at the crash site. After all, one of the cars later took part in the ace race. They couldn't have been too damaged. Right, good point. Trey must have assumed that if he could implicate the aces if he impersonated Clara in the race. We'll get to the ace race in a bit. Let's keep at this earlier race first. So maybe after the wheel, that could have been when he removed the license plate. Kinda ingenious. He needed a disguise, huh? But even if they take their master's hat, or their master's cloak, what is it? I'm improvising. Dylan, I got an idea, and it's going to sound crazy, but stick with me. To the end, but what is it? If Trey really did enter the ace race as an imposter, what card did he use? What card did Trey use to enter the ace race? It was Mitsuyoya, right? Mitsuyoda? Wait, no. No. He might have entered with the working one, right? I don't know how to say that though. I guess I should just go with the car. Oops. Well, yeah, Mitsuyoda and AG88. That's the $1,000,000 question, though. Which one? Mind running that by me one more time? So far, we assumed that Trey put Clara's plate on his car and used that in the ace race. Why did we assume that? I don't know. It just seemed a fair thing to assume. I mean, they're near identical, so why would you switch cars? You wouldn't if you had a choice. Just nice that both cars had been involved in the accident. Or Trey would have had no reason to change a wheel. You would have just taken the remaining pristine car and maybe swapped the license plate. I think I'm starting to get it. When we saw the car at the scene of the accident, it was pretty banged up. No one was going to believe that I was going to be able to drive that car away. You need a tow truck. They had to take the working car. What if that car was Clara's? But Clara died in the accident. Wouldn't the more damaged car naturally be hers? That's another assumption. Remember, Clara died due to one single head trauma. It could have just been bad luck. People just sometimes end up paralyzed from pranks and fender benders. So what you're saying is that Trey moved Clara's body into his car, which was badly damaged, and then took her keys, left his in the car to be found with Clara's body, and then he fixed the only thing on Clara's car, a single busted wheel. Rear wheel even, because that's where the mysterious other wheel came from. Wouldn't forensics have found that Clara's prints all over the car? He built those cars and maintained them regularly. His prints, hair, dead skin, all the Spade's cars will be covered in them. The police have the car in which Clara was found over at the impound. So you're seriously saying, if this works, then that car at the impound isn't actually Clara's car at all. It's Trey's car. But the impound is all the way across town. How are we going to prove it's really Trey's car? And if we had the time, how would we do that? We need a foolproof way to identify a specific car, something practically unique. Something Trey doesn't know about that we couldn't tamper with. Miss Aquila, I know it's a spare key. I think like it is generous enough. Your final remarks, please. They'll be brief, Your Honor. Anya would never have done this, but that doesn't matter. My style is good enough, and I'm going to prove it. Your Honor, the defense asserts that Trey Gearson was in fact present when Clara Mass died. This happened during the earlier race. Here we go again. Don't be ridiculous. You can't possibly prove anything of the sort. We believe that Mr. Gearson was forced to change a wheel by the accident and waited somewhere out of sight before heading up to the top of the mountain via the side road to impersonate Clara in the ace race. Still banging this drum. Okay, Aquila, can you present even one piece of evidence that would suggest that Trey was at the scene when Clara crashed? I can. What? You see, Hawk? What's more important than what Mr. Gearson took away from the scene, because I believe, that Mr. Gearson was forced to switch cars by the events of the accident. This is what led to the strange facts of the missing license plate and the mysterious extra wheel. Hang on now, but if that were true, that would mean that the car in which Clara was found was actually Mr. Gearson's car. More than that, Your Honor. Deep breaths, Nina, you've got this. Mr. Gearson? How did you arrive at this courtroom today? I drove here. Wonderful. Your Mitsuyoda AG88 is parked right outside, right? That's right. Perfect. Here we go. Where are my spare keys at? There they are. I was given these by a friend. They're Clara's spare car keys, and I think if I hold my arm high enough and get the right angle on the remote just right... Bingo. Mr. Gearson? Why, this isn't the best part of town. Would you care to use the keys in your possession to lock it again? Did he seriously just run out of my courtroom? Mr. Hawk, what is the meaning of this? Don't look at me. He's a witness. We didn't expect he would suddenly become a suspect. This is great. It is? Of course. This totally undermines Hawk's case. True. But isn't he driving away in our critical piece of evidence? Chad! What? Don't just stand there. Call the police. We can, but he's driving a high-performance racing car. Do you think they're going to be able to catch him? Arrgh! It can't end like this. Your Honor? Yes? Deputize me. Right now. Why? Figure it out. What is... I don't know what deputize means. Am I about to chase him down in the fucking chase scene? Is that really? That's kind of hype, actually. Trey! What the... You're not getting away. Beat it, lawyer. Are you okay? Bust! Yeah, I'm following Trey. He's trying to escape from the city. Maybe if I can catch him, we can end this. This is awesome. Rage! Damn it. Rage! Win! Glare! Glare! Damn it! Rage! Glare! Confront! I gotta use my nitro. Trey, where are you going? You can't just run away. I don't need to run forever. I just need to cross the front line north of Rotunda. North of... That's a war zone. Trey, if you could just stop, we can work something out. Forget it. Damn it. I'm trying to get a tie here. Technique? Nope, that's a win. Alright, whatever. I need to make sure that was at least a draw so he wouldn't get ahead. What the hell is that? Not bad for a lawyer. Mr. Frank, what are you here for, you old cook? Kook? To help catch you, of course. I was raging when your mom was still bathing your ears in with her tongue, you whippersnapper. Wait, what? The hell does that mean? As if you could. Listen closely. Trey's car is tuned very specifically for the Ross Road downhill course, but not for distance driving. If you can keep up the pressure. What are you thinking, Jasper? So what do we do? Just try to catch him, then don't let up. Okay? Damn it! I'm trying to get a draw, but I just can't. I guess he's raging right now, isn't he? Okay, he did 2 smolders. Oh, there's a draw. Okay, I'm gonna boost to get up to him. Then I'm gonna rage my ass over. There's a glare, smolder. Smolder again. I'll confront that. Glare. Smolder. Oh, wow. Okay. Glare. Smolder. There we go. Let's nitro up to him. Hell yeah. Trey, this is lunacy. What was I supposed to do? You saw the court was going to strike down the aces. Then it really was an accident? Yes. Truly? I didn't want to kill Clara. She was my friend. Why this whole runaround? Why not tell the truth from the start? Be serious. The moment I realized she was dead, the whole thing flashed before my eyes like some kind of macabre play. There were no witnesses, no evidence to support me. I even had a motive. My businesses, my life, it was all going to be torn apart. But sending your friends to prison on a suspicion. There was no evidence. I knew I wouldn't stand up to appeal. But they had nothing to lose, and I had so much more. That sounds like a convenient rationalization when you're not the one who's being sent behind bars. It wasn't a perfect plan. What do you want from me? I want you to turn around and come back to Fledge City with me. Forget it. Get back here. I'm going to rage at you. Rage against the machine. I'll just confront that. Why not? Keep going, Nina. Detective Flatfoot in the Force's fastest car. Can you stop him? Pah, not a chance. This isn't you, Trey. You've forgotten yourself. No one can run from the truth that lies in the heart of the drift. The what? Wait, these guys look almost exactly the same, but one of them's old. It has a scar. It's a thing, detective. Just go with it. Damn it. I'm trying to get another nitro here. Ooh, get destroyed. Give me a nitro. No, I keep winning. I'm just too good. I need another draw, man. I'm gonna glare. Oh, I knew it! Combo breaker. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm gonna rage counter. Yes! Special technique. Heel toe break shift. Rage! Special technique. Nothing. We drew. Damn it, that was a waste. I just wasted it. Special technique. Objection, I guess. Alright, time to catch up. Let's go. Smolder. Smolder. Smolder, and then glare. Yeah! Got the combo, baby. Let's destroy him. Super Nitro, heel toe, shift break, whatever it's called. Bam! Hello. I see you. I see you. I'm right next to you. Let's catch up. Let me smolder my way to victory. Bam! Get destroyed. Trey, stop this at once. You're never going to hold it. Shut up, you fossil. I can hold it. I built this car with my own 2 hands. Was that his radiator? Trey, if you keep going, you're going to get killed. Are you really that prideful that you'd run your car until it explodes with you and still inside? I can make it. Nothing can stop me. You'll never... Trey! No answer. He could be unconscious. I guess I'll just have to... Trey! I don't think we're far enough from that car, to be honest. What? Are you hurt? Did you just save me? Forget that. Are you hurt? Can you feel your fingers, your toes? Yes, I can. I think I'm okay. Here comes Flatfoot. I'm going to get one chance at this. Trey, this is very important. Who is your sponsor? The woman you met at the parking lot. Who is she? I don't know. What? How can you... They approached me before Clara died and they said they wanted me to try and beat her and win the ace race. But like Hank said, Hank and the others, it was from an anonymous email address. But Clara knew. You're sure? Certain. Did she say anything to you? Anything at all? No. The only thing I could say is this. When the sponsor first emailed us, everyone was wondering how much money, what the terms would be, how it would affect us. But Clara was trying to answer an altogether different question. Why? Why? Why what? Why us? Why now? Why everything? You think she was worried because she didn't get a proper answer? No. I think she was worried because she did. But why do you care? What's it to you? Nina? I'll take it from here. Enjoy Florida, Jasper. Mr. Gearson, you have the right to remain silent. I'm placing you under arrest on suspicion of the murder of Clara Mass. District Courthouse. Courtroom C, January 11th, 6:21 p.m. Today's events have certainly been fast and furious. Mr. Hawk? Yes? Has Mr. Gearson been taken into custody? Yes, Your Honor. Suck it, Chad. The city will arrange a trial by a later date. We need to work up specific charges, but I'm expecting he will have some very difficult questions to answer concerning the death of Clara Mass. Your Honor, if I may, to speak on Trey's behalf, I believe that Clara's death really was an accident. He tried to implicate us, Ren. We almost took the fall. I just don't believe that Trey went up the mountain that night with the intent to murder her. He strongly disagreed with her, yes, but they were really friends. If her death really was an accident, Trey must have panicked. I just ask you to think of his actions as those of a desperate man, as opposed to a murderer. I had no idea that Ren was so, I don't know, chill. Noted, Mr. Renson. However, that brings us into an odd question. I still don't understand what happened during the actual ace race. Ditto. It's really very confusing. I thought Clara passed us. I think... No, I'm also at a loss. I can explain that, I think. It's actually very simple. All three of you actually noticed something about Clara during the race. Something that retrospectively makes sense. What did the aces notice about Clara during the race that she was driving weirdly? Okay, guys, I know we're getting to the conclusion right now in the epilogue and all that, but I'm actually going to end the episode here. I'm sorry. It's been running a bit long, and I need to take a break. I need to take a break from recording for a bit. So I apologize, but we are going to be finishing up this game very soon. Definitely next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Things are finally cooling down now. We're hitting the end of the game, and we're going to see whatever teasers we have for the next game and all that on the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please leave a like down below. It helps me a lot. And as always, I hope you guys all have a great day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!